Alright guys, welcome back to another project on our Chili Pepper S10. Today we are going to be installing these Caltrac suspension modifications, I guess, Caltrac bars. If you're not familiar with these, when you're rocking a leaf spring like we are, this is kind of the go-to really in being able to have some adjustability. So we're going to show you how to install the Caltrac bars, as well as we're going to go ahead and put on some Viking shocks. There's no coilovers like my 240. The leaf spring is your spring. Pretty basic install, but we're going to show you the walkthrough on that. If you guys didn't catch it, we actually put an 8.8 out of an Explorer in the back of the S10 on the last video. Check that out over here. And then come back to this one. There's not much to say, so let's just jump right in. All right, so on the last video when we installed our 8.8, obviously there was no reason not to go ahead and put our lower brackets in. So these are the lower brackets. They bolt on with your standard U-bolts, and then we've got a hind joint here at the bottom. Where the Caltrac bar will connect to, as well as we've got a new spot here for our axles to mount on for the bottom. The first thing we need to do is, since we did install this with the leaf springs mounted, we're going to take our new bolts out. We also already did our bushings, which you'll see here in a second. We'll drop this down and get our front bracket on. So literally the Caltrac is pretty simple. You've got your rear mounted bracket, your front mounted bracket, some new bushings, and then we'll set up the bar. Pretty easy and shouldn't be much. If I let the jack down, the front should pop out, right?
Yeah, in theory.
Slowly. Good?
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Alright.
That good right there?
Yeah, you should be fine right there.
Okay, so we unbolted the front leaf spring. Oh yeah, so here's the bushings that we put in. So it's got a main, it's got a main solid bushing here, and then there's a sleeve. So we're gonna be sure to
Grease these up.
put some of these grease on these dudes, but we have to take our front brackets, which I haven't shown you guys. So here's our front bracket, and it actually just slips right over. Sort of. You getting it?
Yeah.
Ah. All right, hold on. I gotta set the camera down. Now looks like Todd's got his side on. Hold on. Did you put grease on it? No.
What do you need grease for?
This.
Ain't nobody need grease.
Yeah, you need grease.
I'm kidding.
Listen, we might not be professionals, but we at least got to do it somewhat right. There you go.
You ever had toaster strudel Pop-Tarts when you were a kid?
Yeah.
And got the raspberry one?
There you go.
This is what this looks like.
That is what that looks like. Yeah, so it just comes with a little pack of brake and clutch lubricant. Or in this case, whatever you want to call them. Perfect. I think that's a little longer, isn't it?
It is. Alright. As you can see, I just pushed it out there.
Nice. Okay. So I'm going to go do my side, and then we'll get that back up in the pocket. There's the back. Now you got to swing around the front. All right, so we got the brackets in. We're just tightening down the bolts now. So we'll get both of those, all four of them. Perfect. I'm gonna zoom, get in here and show the folks what these look like. All right, so the front is up in the frame. We've got the top piece that rests on top of the bracket, and then these actually have a double adjustable, so we've got them right now on the bottom, and that top hole can also be used. And then, of course, we've got our bracket back here and bars that will go on to connect. Before we go ahead and put the bars on, I think we're going to go ahead and put our shocks in first, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So that is what we will do next. I hope we have 12 points. Yeah, for some reason the bolts on the bottom of these Caltracs are 12 points. So I'm sure we've got a wrench. We probably got a wrench, Todd. That'll fit that. So let me show you guys the shocks that we picked up for this thing. It did have stock shocks, which were extremely long. Actually, when we pulled them off the truck, I'm sure there's one sitting around here. Yeah, there's one right there on the floor. Whoop. Probably 3 feet long. They were compressed quite a bit to fit on that 2-inch drop. So here's our Vikings. As you see, we got double adjustables, just like the 240. Upper mount, some fresh bolts, and lower mount, which will go to our Caltrac. So I'll show you guys installing these. There's not too much to it. Pretty basic, but we'll get these dudes on, and then we can put our lower bar on. But these look nice. What do you think, Todd? 130, 60 foots? Maybe not NA.
112.
112. I'm not talking about my car anymore. Look at that.
Let's talk about my car.
Oh, your car. You have a car?
Speed nuts.
Speed nuts. All right, so our new shocks came with some bolts and nylon lock nut. The other one's sitting on the ground. Factory uses this setup here. It's like clamp bolt, spring nut. I don't know what it's called. Anyways, these are easy to take off, pop out. We're going to use these. They've got a nice nylon lock nut. Probably just throw a washer up top on the frame. But we'll get those out real quick and then go find some washers. Boy, I hate to get these things dirty. They look so nice. Here you go. Okay, so shock. Todd's got the shock. Yeah. I should probably go find a socket to fit this lock nut, huh? Or wrench.
Oh, look at that.
What? Does it fit?
Nope.
They don't fit?
Nope.
The hole's too small?
Too big. Yeah.
Or the bolt's too big?
Yeah, bolt's too big.
Alright, looks like the bolt to go up into the frame is too big. So we can either drill them out or reuse the ones we have. It's real close, isn't it?
Yeah.
I feel like we should drill them out. It's not much, huh?
No, it's not much at all.
Let me go grab my step bit and drill, and we'll just drill them out just a little bit, because I think that's what we should. That's the right way. I'd rather use those bolts and cap.
You got safety glasses?
Yeah, that'd probably be a good idea, huh?
Safety first!
There you go, bud.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's probably the right way to do that. Nope. Might still be leaking a little bit. I think it just hit me in the face. Yeah, good thing I had these safety glasses on. Hey kids, wear your safety glasses. Fun. All right. I'm gonna slide on out of here. Move this back to Todd. Whoa. Okay. What do you got, Todd?
So what we're going to do now is just put our bolts in.
Yeah, so looks like that came down pretty easily.
Yep.
Should for a nice brand new shock. So we got our lower mounts here. Brand new bolt.
Got my directional washer in there. And then just go to your side.
Yep. All right. So let's see here. There we go. I think this is just hand tight, yeah?
Yep.
So get that. That's a nice gold bolt, huh? Pardon me. Oh, was yours a little tricky to go in?
No. Here you go. Just make sure it's lined up.
Give her a little tap, tap, tap-a-roo. And that. And that. So we just need to figure out what size those 12 points are. Sweet. A lot of similar parts on the S10 that we have on the 240. But different. Similar but different, right?
Both 8/8.
Both 8/8s, both
Double
adjustable
rears.
Yep. Viking rears. I mean, mine are IDS, but built off of Viking setup. So
Both turbo 400 transmissions.
both 5.3 LSs.
Yeah.
You just need one more turbo.
We both need one more.
Catch up, and then we'll put one more on mine. That's right. That's not the idea here. Okay. Let's get those tightened up. Figure out what size that is. So it looks like we're working with a 5/8 and a 22. Because it's definitely both. You got this one back? Oh. You squeezed it up to pinch it?
You got to keep on going more. You'll see it push through the nylock.
Yep. Yep.
I call probably 4 or 5 minutes through the nylock.
Yeah, it's pinched it on the
Yeah.
bar. So, okay. There you go. Shocks are in. Not too bad. Like I said, we drilled new holes. You could use the factory stuff with the pinch nuts, but not a fan. So now, we'll go ahead and jack this up to ride height, it says. Or no, all the way until it starts lifting off the jacks and then back down a little bit.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, per the CalTracs,
You want to load the suspension.
you want to load that suspension up.
And then put the lower bars on.
So we're gonna go ahead and jack this up until, let me know when it starts coming off the, we don't have any, obviously we've got our shocks turned all the way down.
That's good.
Okay. So that's already compressed it.
Yep.
Interesting. Okay. So now our suspension is compressed and we'll work on putting the lower bars on, right?
Yep.
So step one is we want to take the Heim joint off of the rear bracket off, and then we'll put the bar in the front and thread the back. So we get one of these bars for Todd.
I have a little bit of problem with it. Now, the one thing to pay attention to is when you put your rods back in, they actually have serviceable grease zerks on the bottom of them. So you want to make sure that they're angled down. That way they're easy to get to the fittings. That way you can grease them later.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because otherwise they'll be sticking straight up, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Now, do they both have zerk fittings? Or
They both do, the
Okay.
front and the rear.
Cool. Yeah, so pay attention to that on those fittings, like Todd just said. Great point. So at this point, we want to, just get the threads so they're pretty even on both sides, so we have adjustability.
Correct.
And
That's all
then-
you're doing at this point.
And then really just kind of no preload on the bar at this point, right? We're just trying to get the eyes to line up.
Correct.
Looks like you got to come out just a little bit more on that one. How many threads do we have on the front? Yeah, so you guys can see we've got a handful of threads. Focus on the front one. So we're just trying to get those even. You want them even so that way when you do adjust the bar and get your preload set, you don't accidentally lock yourself out on one end. So Todd's going to wrap up that one. I'm going to go ahead and get started on the other side. I want to show you guys what this Caltrac bar does. So you see our preload essentially is set by that pin sitting on top of our spring. When we turn our bar, you can see that comes up. So that's a negative preload. When we go to set this up, like Todd said, once we have wheels and everything's ready, we'll have a driver in, we'll have all the stuff out of the truck bed. Race ready, quote, race ready. What we'll do is we'll set this up, bring this bar down for essentially 0 preload. Right about there. It's where we've got that pin sitting right on top of the leaf spring. And then from there, it's recommended that we just make slow adjustments. What we call flats, it's referring to this here. We'll probably do 1 or 2 at a time and bring that preload in. I think it'll be a little bit of a learning process for both of us. With my car being triangulated 4-link, it's a little different than the leaf spring, so it's a little bit new. But just like anything else that we didn't know before, we'll figure it out. And then once you have it set, you just use your lock nuts and lock this in place on both ends, and it's good to go. So we're going to put this back down. We do have a set of wheels sitting over here, an old Cobra wheels that we might try to throw on and see what it looks like. But I guess I could let this back down. We'll see how this all sits. Looking all nice. Oh, I didn't mean to go that fast. Sorry, Todd. So we'll get that diff cover replaced. But yeah, there's a quick review of we got our Viking shocks. We got our Caltracs in place. This thing's getting close, huh, Todd?
Yeah.
It's looking nice. I like it. This truck is boy, it's gonna be ready for the race. For the races, unfortunately, we've got probably 2 or 3 months of snow coming along, so
yeah.
That's okay. We've got plenty of stuff to do. Another video, if you saw what happened to the transmission when we took this to the track, no good. But that's okay because we got a fresh boy right here, a new cone converter. So we've got that to do. We got to get our new cross member set up. We got some new engine mounts and a few other goodies. So
building a drive shaft loop.
Yeah, doing a new drive shaft loop. So we've got a lot of cool stuff. We got some electronics coming in. Some really cool stuff left on the truck to do. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. And if you have questions, as usual, down below, be sure to comment, like, subscribe. We got more stuff coming on this. My car is about a month away from coming back, and then we got a few goodies on that as well. So lots of cool stuff going on this winter with Chili Pepper and Hybrid.
Yeah. So if you want to see some stuff, like, subscribe down low because we got a lot of stuff coming on this truck.
Right.
So if you like cars and like builds, this is the channel to be on.
This is the channel. So thanks a lot, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.